It is a bad thing to happen and it's a bad time in your life, but you can recover. I mean, I'm living proof that can happen. Well, my name's Randy Micallef.
My name is Karen Diaz.
We got married last April, so we just had our 1-year anniversary.
It's been a long year, but it's been very nice. Like, lots of good things have happened in the year. And we're already working on a plan to save the money for our kids to pay for their schooling.
So that when they're 18, 19 and they go out in their own world, you know, they know what they're doing. I moved out of my parents' house when I was 17. I didn't really have the greatest family life. I lived with my dad and, you know, we had our differences, and for that reason I had to leave the house. I got a job at a retailer. I was a commission salesperson. I was just turning 18. I was making really good money and I had credit, so I kind of spent a lot of money. You know, I had a nice brand new sports car and you know, I was going on vacation, stuff like that. A lot of the spending was to kind of make me happy, to forget about those problems at home. I lost my job. So that's when the debt started getting out of hand. You know, I started missing payments. I was about $50,000 in debt.
And you were 19?
And I was 19, yeah. I had creditors calling me constantly, harassing me 3 to 4 times a day. You avoid the call, they call from another number. Just having that pressure on you constantly, it's not a good feeling. When I went bankrupt, I lost my car. Moved out of my apartment because I couldn't afford it. I moved into a really small bachelor apartment. I remember I had no furniture. I had a mattress on the floor, basically, I slept on. Bankruptcy is the worst thing you can do, right? You lose everything. You know, I went through a really bad depression. It's not a good spot to be, definitely. A lot of people that go bankrupt to establish credit again, they do like a prepaid credit card. I remember I got a Capital One MasterCard. It was like a $500 card, and I had to actually give them the $500, and it definitely wasn't a good feeling, but you know, I put in my head that I'm going to establish myself again, and at that point I started doing events. I had a couple bad concerts. You know, people didn't show up, we didn't make enough money, so I started losing money, and I decided that I wanted to go back to school, get the proper education for business and marketing and that kind of stuff, so that my next business, it would do well. When I finished school, I decided to start a business doing oxygen bars, oxygen therapy products. I then decided to look at opening a restaurant, which is when I met Karen. I ended up starting to sell real estate on the side, so I decided to sell the restaurant. We work really well together as a multilingual real estate team. She's very good with talking to people. I'm more of a numbers guy. My bankruptcy definitely taught me a lot in my day-to-day routines, especially with finance, you know, budgeting yourself. I've learned a lot about accounting, how to use my credit. Saying that going bankrupt could be seen as embarrassing, but for me it's more, I think, inspirational because of the transition that I've done from then till now. I feel for people because I know how it is to go through it, and I think a lot of it has to do with not being educated at a young age and how to control your credit and your finances and what to do with it. So becoming a dad very soon, it's very exciting, and these are things that I will definitely teach my kids.